Well, it's like when you first go to church and you're just going and not participating, but then things start to seep in and things resonate with what's going on in your life. Um, and so you listen more and then you learn more and you dig in more and you read more. Um, and so then you make connections with people and you realize that you're not alone. So, you have one thing wrong in your family, and well, they do too. Um, and you grow from that. And so you want to make your life better, you want to make your kids' life better, but then you're also wanting to reach out to others and help others as well.
In the early 90s, I guess, we thought, well, we've got kids and they really need to be in church. So we would go to church, and I guess we were called Creasters. We'd go Christmas Eve and Easter. And maybe a couple other times in between. But, again, we always believed in God, but it was more of a religious thing, I guess, than really understanding what a relationship with Jesus was. And so, and then we're in church because that's what people do, right? And so, or we're in church because we want our kids to be in church, or we're in church and we hear a message and we think, boy, I wish so-and-so was here listening to that because they really need that. Yeah. But at some point, it tips over where a message hits you, bullseye right in the heart. And, I just remember clearly we were having some difficulties that it was like everything at once. It was financial, it was marriage problems, it was kid problems, and a lot of stress at work, and it just seemed like everything at once. And I remember very specifically an angry prayer I had with God, and I challenged God. I said, if you're real, show me, let me know that you're even there, let me know that you're listening. I went through a period in my life where I would read a verse in the morning and I would see that verse somewhere. It would be on a billboard or a television ad or, whatever. I would run into the same verse that I was focusing on that morning. So, it was very clear to me that not only was God showing me He was real and that I could have a relationship with Him, but then He was asking me to take the next step of obedience. So we're serving, or we're just going to church and somebody asks us to serve, and I'm like, gee, I never thought of that. I guess we could do something. And suddenly I'm at a door and I'm greeting people and welcoming them to church. Well, the next thing I know, somebody asked me to lead communion prayer, and I was like, well, I've never really done that before, but I guess I can do that. And so, now suddenly I'm praying in front of people, and I'm teaching a little bit about communion. And so it was just one step after another that created this relationship that I'm now finding out, gosh, I could have had this my whole life. I just didn't know that, I didn't know how to do it. So, and it's just been a great process that has led us to Westlake and really be into leadership at Westlake, and how we want to help other people discover those things that we found in our faith relationship. So
we've known Cameron and Hannah for quite a while before they decided to start Westlake.
Yeah.
And as soon as he said, we're going to start a church, we said, we're all in.
Cameron and I both agreed on, and we wanted to get back to, and we really wanted to do that in a, I guess, more intimate setting regarding helping people come to Jesus, helping people have their life centered on Jesus, helping people get to know Jesus, a relationship instead of a religion, helping people learn and understand that we are the church, it's not a building. And so there was just a lot of fundamentals that we were excited about Westlake Church from the very beginning.
the growth of our church has just been incredible. To see all these new faces week after week come through, I think that's fantastic. And it just keeps growing.
Yeah, it keeps growing, and all the young families and the feedback that we get from everybody is just like, wow, you guys are, you teach the Bible verse by verse, and everything's centered on Jesus. But I really feel welcomed here, and I feel like, you guys talk about being a family. I feel like part of the family, and man, all those things are great, and that's the message that we want to give. As we always say, we want to help as many people as possible know, worship, share, and serve Jesus Christ.